Hello, and welcome back to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch, and I'm so happy to have you back for another recording of our witchy, simple living, homesteading, how everything is connected podcast. So, since the last time I recorded, the weather outside is frightful. It is cold. I woke up to another cold morning, and it is very windy, very blustery, very gusty, and we had some severe storms during the night. So that icky, rainy, chilly, bone-chilling cold part of autumn has arrived to my part of the world, which means snow will not be too far away. So from the time of this recording, it is Monday, October 20th. The 18th was No King's Day. My family did not actively participate in the No Kings protest, but we were with you all in prayers and solidarity. Other than a little AI-assisted visual artwork that I put out online, I didn't do too much for the protest, but for those who did participate, my prayers and thoughts were with you. There wasn't much going on in our part of the state, and there have been some warnings to stay in larger numbers, and we probably would have had to travel 2.5 hours to find that. So, as an online creator, that's generally how I reach out to the universe anyway, with some Americana frogs and patchwork artwork. It was what I designed for the event. So I hope everyone was safe. In the news, I didn't hear of anything too horrible as far as arrests or riots or anything like that. So prayers were with you, and I hope everyone is safe and well. I had the opportunity to do a class at a local community space with another individual. This weekend, we did a Pendulum for Beginners class, and that was interesting, and I think that other presenter will be joining me in the middle of the podcast today, which will be fun to have a guest on. So the Pendulum class was cool. I won't talk too much about it until my guest comes, but I live in a very conservative part of the state, and these types of events aren't usually welcomed. So right up until the last moment, I was wondering if anyone would even attend. It was a small event, but I was happy that some people came, and I'm always happy to help people with these holistic types of energy healing, so that was fun. Otherwise, did a little thrifting, went to another vendor fair, but I could really feel the tensions out in the air regarding what was going on with politics, so just mainly stayed close to home. The other thing that, I don't know if this is interesting, but we're in the process of cleaning out the freezer and using up some food to make space for winter provisions, and we had a 19-pound turkey in the freezer. So my hubby decided to oven roast a turkey on Saturday because we usually get a few free ones in November. Oh, Wonder Dog, come on up. It's a visit from the Wonder Dog. Hi, Wonder Dog. How are you? It's Momo the Wonder Dog. Do you want to wave to our podcast peeps? He's waving. You can't see him, but he's waving. Hi. So hubby made this, oven roasted this almost 20-pound turkey, as I was saying before I was greeted by the Wonder Dog. We usually get a few free turkeys in November. My husband works in the food industry, and sometimes that just happens that we get some free food perks. So we needed to make some room in the freezer for new turkeys that will be coming. So I think the plan for this week is to make a big pot of turkey corn chowder. At least I think that's the plan. What do you think about that, Momo? Momo's been enjoying the turkey. So I think my guest has arrived. So I'm going to pause the recording for a moment and bring our guest in, and then we will proceed. Momo, would you like to come join me to welcome our guest? Okay, we'll be back in a flash. So I am back, and our guest is here, Momo the Wonder Dog, and I would like to welcome you. Our guest's name is Christopher, and he was the co-presenter yesterday with me at a local Pendulum class. So, Chris, welcome. Thank you for joining us on the Holistic Witch's Cottage. So, as I said, Christopher and I had the opportunity to present at a Pendulum event yesterday. I'm very old school in my Pendulum work. I work with an amethyst crystal and a letter board. But Chris, I saw that you have a very different style of working with the pendulum. Would you like to tell us a little bit about how you work with pendulums?
Of course. Though I can go your style, I've found it's easier for me to work with a keyboard, such as one for a computer or a laptop. I think I've even done once with one on a phone. But somehow it's easier for my pendulum to swing towards the letter in that general diagram as opposed to a circle. Though both can work, I found sometimes using the keyboard is easier for results.
That's interesting. I saw that you were also using your laptop for other things in the class. Could you explain that a little bit?
Of course. I work with audio and frequencies to boost and amplify responses from spirit activity and energies. So let's just say you put a Hertz frequency at 100, then it's more likely to get a spirit that's going to respond to that frequency.
That's interesting. Have you seen or felt or heard a difference between lower frequency and higher frequency activity?
Yes.
Can you describe that a little bit, please?
Lower frequency, it's usually going to be quite a bit weaker, a little bit slower, but it's going to speed up as time goes on, and that's going to help going into higher frequencies, like let's say 500 to 600, starting from the 200s to 300s. It's going to slowly boost, it's going to get faster, but if it starts to get too much, you do want to bring that right back down.
Have you had anything strange or scary happen during your reading?
Scary, no. Strange, sometimes.
Could you give us one example, if you can remember anything off the top of your head?
Well, going off the concept of strange, a long time ago, I got a reading where the spirit did indeed start speaking, like aloud.
Oh, so you could hear it through a device, or you just heard it with your ears, I guess is how I would
heard it
ask.
with my ears.
Okay, so do you think maybe you have some clairaudient ability as well?
I believe so.
That's interesting.
It's happened more since.
Okay, that's very interesting. Clairaudience isn't one of my stronger clairs, so it's always cool to meet somebody who has similar but different abilities. So to talk about the class a little bit yesterday, my personal philosophy with the pendulum is it's a fine line between faith, wonder, psychology, and science. I talked a little bit about the ideomotor reflex because based on that school of thought, using a pendulum is actually controlled by your own subconscious thoughts and micro movements, although in my own practice that doesn't explain some of the things I saw. But I explained in the intro here today that we were teaching this class in an extremely conservative environment, so I felt like that was a safe way to preview it so we didn't get thrown out of the building. What are your thoughts, whether it's psychic, psychological, or spirit-led, or a combination? Do you have any feeling towards that?
My personal feeling is it's a mix of them all.
I feel that way. I feel that way too. Sometimes when working with other people, I can see that they're clearly trying to influence the pendulum. So there could be a tiny bit of fakery sometimes too. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday, we were presenting in a community room in a library space. And I should start here. While I was warming up and getting things ready and Chris was doing his thing, you said that you reached out into the spirit realm to see how many spirits or energies were present. What number did you come up with?
After all my questions, I got at least around 7.
7. And then I think it was more later. So
Yeah.
we have more showing up.
Going near the end, it was 14 or so.
I got 14 as well. Yeah. We certainly did not communicate with all 14 because I think we both could have kept going, but somebody in charge said we were done. So
yeah, we had a limit of 90 minutes.
I was never told that we had a limit. I thought we were good for 2 hours, but apparently we had a limit of 90 minutes that I wasn't aware of, but that's okay. So they shut us down, so we didn't get to communicate with all of them. The first one I got a response from was a name I recognized from our community, and she was one of the founding board members of that library association. So that was sort of cool because it was a person I knew it when she was alive. She passed away. I think it's close to 2 years ago now. And she had sort of a funny message for somebody that was there. Do you remember what it was? It was stated in an odd way. Do you forget
to eat potato chips?
Do you forget to eat potato chips? So I asked the lady if she eats potato chips in the library often, and she said yes. So I thought that was kind of funny but accurate. Do you have any feelings on that?
There was definitely some physical, mental response there, plus with the personal aspects.
Yeah. I think that people thought maybe I was faking to get that name to spell out on the board. I also channel a little bit with claircognizance. When we got to the second letter, I was pretty certain I knew who was coming through. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but in this case, I had a personal connection, so I think that. I hope I wasn't influencing it. I was trying to look away from the board as the pendulum was pulling to make sure I wasn't directing it. So that was interesting. So we'll give Chris an opportunity to talk about one of his readings. He also connected with a person from the community with whom he was familiar. If you'd like to talk about that a little bit.
Of course. So, a long time ago, going around like 5 years ago now, this person died around like the beginning of COVID, the beginning of the lockdown. His name was Gary. He was a pretty nice man, like older gentleman. He worked at one of the stores we used to go to. And
he was a manager of one of the stores in the community.
I personally had kind of a strong, business relationship with him. And then 2 days ago now, I was just testing some tools, some resources for the class to see what would happen. And that's how I ended up getting in contact with Gary for the first time in 5 years through one of the frequencies I ended up making.
Do you remember which one brought him in? If not, it's okay.
It was one I was testing that I didn't end up using for the class.
Okay.
Which was at 575.
That's actually interesting because you didn't use it in the class, but then he showed up twice more during, pre-session and then during the session. So that was interesting. He had a funny message too. I can't remember what it was though. You were writing things down for me and I was writing things down for you. I don't remember what it was that he was. Yeah. It got a little bit gibberishy towards the end. But that was interesting. Do you have anything else to say about that particular reading?
No.
No. It was cool though that he came through before the session actually started. And then he came again. Well, actually, I guess he came through on my pendulum the second time. Or did he come through on yours? I don't remember.
He came through on mine the second time, and the third time was yours.
Came through on mine, yeah, which was interesting. So on one of your readings, we're not certain everything was coming through in English. You were using some frequency work with that.
Yes.
We did get some words come through. If you can remember, would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I will state what I remember at least.
Yeah.
During this particular reading, I think I started working around the 450 hertz, in which we started getting responses from a foreign spirit, possibly Norwegian of descent, who might have been a coal miner or coal worker back in 1924, right in this very town.
Yeah, this entire town is built upon an old 1800s coal mine, so that's very possible. Everything's been filled in with concrete now, but this entire town is built upon a coal mine, so that's very possible. Anything you can remember about the message? I know there was a lot of repeats on vowels.
There was a lot of repeats, and I'm still pretty sure that might have been part of the name being scrambled through the message with the other spirit and presences around.
I agree. We had at least 2 or 3 trying to come through at one time.
But what I remember is male energy, 39 years old, coal worker. We got the yes to the Norwegian question.
And to the cave-in. Something as well. Some type of accident happened.
There was some type of cave-in, yes.
Yeah, which is interesting. And when I have some free time, I'd like to do some more research on that. I'm not sure I can do that through Google. I might have to go down to the library and hit the books.
Yeah, you may have to check actual historical documents.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Now, I did bring extra pendulums to the class so that the participants could experiment on their own, and they had some mixed results on that. We did have one person attend who definitely wanted to get a message from a departed loved one, and that became extremely emotional. I know you did a little bit of individual work with that person. Is there anything you can remember? We're not going to give any names, but is there anything you can remember about that? We had to take some breaks because it became extremely emotional in the room.
It was actually starting to get kind of hard to do the work with all the activity going on.
Yeah. She was... The way I feel sometimes, psychically, I guess, the people you're working with can influence, excuse me, what's happening going on, and she was becoming so emotional. I think that we were getting some mixed results on that, but she did get a name.
Yeah.
She did get a name, and she did get some identifiers that shored that up for her. So that was interesting. And then something else I just wanted to mention, when I was giving people the opportunity to work on their own, I always give people the opportunity to consent whether or not they want to contact or have any type of contact. And we did have one person that could not get a pendulum to move. Even when I was showing how to determine to swing one direction for yes or swing the opposite direction for no, or different patterns you could use. Even when she was physically trying to make it swing, did you notice that it really wasn't?
Yeah, it won't move.
It wouldn't move.
It was anchored right down.
I've never seen that happen before. But she was also very, what's the correct word? If you have it, you can tell me.
Can we just say skeptical?
She was incredibly skeptical about it. That's a good word for it. Also, I'm not sure that she was enthused about the activity itself, so there was probably some mental negativity being brought into that. I've never seen someone try to swing a pendulum and see it like not move. Didn't it like fall twice too?
Yeah.
Like it hit we were on this big mahogany table. Well, I guess we weren't on the wooden one. We were on metal tables. And like it, boom, crashed on the table twice. Like it just was not responding to her at all. I've never seen that happen on TV or in a real practice. So it was cool. I always love the opportunity to help someone connect, and that did happen. We had another person there that has some skill, has some experience with this. She was just sort of doing her own thing, and that was cool.
She was just enjoying it.
Playing with some different, I brought in copper, bronze, and some different types of metal pendulums. I work with amethyst. Oh, I didn't ask you, what were you using yesterday?
I work with a pendulum that is mainly composed of lapis lazuli.
Okay. Is that your favorite one to use?
Preferred one to use.
It's your preferred? Yeah. Do you ever use... I saw you were playing with some of the other ones yesterday, too. How did you feel about working with the copper? How'd that feel?
It was definitely different, but it was needed. By the time we went through all those readings, my main pendulum was definitely overloaded with everything that was going on.
The other thing I should note is, like, when I work here at the house, I often keep a little bundle of sage with me and a lighter. So if things are getting if there's too much chaos, I'll do a little clearing of smoke on my pendulum and my board. We were in the library, so we couldn't do that. I did bring sage bundles, but I'm not sure they were handling that situation as much as I would have liked. Were you feeling anything like that? Like chaotic energy at times?
Definitely from the person we had just mentioned.
Yeah. Pendulum overload. That's a good way to put that. I don't think I have ever said it that way, but that's a good way to describe it. I don't know that there's too much else to talk about on that. Is there anything else you can remember from the class that you think's noteworthy for the podcast listeners?
Not that I can think of.
We went like straight 90 minutes. Yeah. It's a lot. I usually work on Zoom and, on lives online, and that can be overwhelming, but being in that situation where we were expected to be connected for 90 minutes nonstop. How did you feel afterwards? Did you feel okay, or did you feel tired?
It was a little draining, but once we were out of the building, that feeling definitely went away.
Yeah, me too. But I came home and ate, so that helped. Always have a snack when you do energy work, listeners. always have one available, and I had water available, and I know you had a drink available as well. So that was cool. I can't think of too much else to talk about with that class. Would you be willing to work together again in future classes?
I would be willing to work together.
Yeah, that could be cool. Maybe we can do an online live sometime. That could be cool.
I'd also love to go back down to that library, like personal, not under class, like bring a camera in and everything to see if I could get something recorded for that.
Oh, that's awesome. You have a pretty good relationship with the manager down there. I think she would let you do that. I'm not sure she would let me do that.
I want to see what would happen during, like, a private recording, just to see what would happen.
Well, if you ever need an assistant for that, let me know. I'd be happy to help work with the behind the scenes on that if you need be. So it was cool. It was nice doing that class with you, and I feel we were pretty successful. And if the skeptical person was if the skeptical person was still skeptical after that, I'm not sure why, because it felt really legit to me.
It was legitimate.
Yeah, we got things I couldn't possibly know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. Anything else in your own private pendulum practice that you want to share, or is that pretty much what you have for our listeners today?
I think I've shared everything I possibly can as of date.
Okay, cool. The one thing we said about the Norwegian, we believe that presence may have been Norwegian just based on the name. While Chris was working, I got my phone out and I was Googling words, because we live in an area where, it is an old coal mine town, and it was mainly immigrants here, so I was trying to get a hit on a name. Have you encountered foreign language before that you've had to Google when you were working, whether on your own or with others?
I haven't.
Okay.
Like, until that point, I've never gotten, like, any foreign energy.
Okay. I have. I've gotten Polish twice and French once.
And that could just be due to your connections.
Well, it could be. It could also be the spirits in place of where I was working, too. So that was interesting. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say or advertise or just talk about that the listeners might think is cool?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. The only other thing I'm going to say is Chris is a design student. So besides being a skilled energy worker, he is a fantastic stylist, and you looked awesome yesterday. Chris is wearing designer duds, and I was wearing black. So thank you so much for joining me yesterday, and thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Of course.
Anything else to add?
Nothing to add.
So thank you so much, and I'm going to pause again so we can let Chris leave, and then I will finish this up. Thank you. So I am back. It was nice to have a guest today on the podcast. Not too much else to tell in my world. Like I said, it's chilly, it's breezy. I've been watching spooky movies. I was watching The Frighteners this morning from 1996, and I'm a big Star Trek nerd, so I was excited to see some Star Trek cast members in that movie, so that was cool. I always enjoy that. I believe I saw The Frighteners in the movie theater back in the day, and I have not seen it since. So that is a collaboration between Peter Jackson from like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I think he did The Hobbit as well, and then Robert Zemeckis from Back to the Future. So that movie is a pretty wild ride. I was about halfway through when I paused the movie because Chris was available to do this with me, and I think I will go back to my today I'm wearing black activewear, warm, cozy socks, and I have French vanilla coffee in the cup. And Momo the Wonder Dog is snuggled under a blanket, and I am curious to hear how this collaboration is going to sound on the audio. Later this week, if you're interested in pendulum working, I am planning to teach a similar class on Facebook Live on the Holistic Witches Cottage page, and then I will be using the magic of Facebook to share that over on the Yoga and Time group. I'll probably be putting out a question if anybody would like any yes or no's. I'll probably do 5. I've done this in the past. So if you're listening and you are not a member of, I guess you don't have to be a member of the Facebook page. Anybody can be on there. If you are interested in having a yes or no reading, you can comment on there. You can message me on Facebook at the Holistic Witches Cottage. Or if you're shy to use Facebook, you can contact me via email at theholisticwitch@gmail.com. This is Melissa. It was awesome to talk to you today with my wonderful friend Momo the Wonder Dog and my guest Chris, and we will see you next time on the podcast. Thanks for listening and have an awesome week. Blessing on your journey, and bye-bye.